Good evening. How are you all doing? Cheers to all of you that like to enjoy a cocktail while you're working on your nails. But we're going to get into the actual video before it gets too late because it is, what time is it? It's actually not that late. It is 7:55 and I am going to be doing some more of my nail art designs. So, if I can get the book open, this is what we have so far. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We started off with the floral and the abstract decorations. I believe these four were all in the same video, along with this one. And this, no, this one, these two were in a different video. These were flowers in the flower video with these. And then we did butterflies. And then I did some ombre and cat eye and some lace and abstract. And now I figured we'll get into some French manicure nail designs as well as some chroming. So that's going to be today's video. Ooh, zoom back in to about there, nope, there. And I'm going to get set up and I'll be right back. So I'm going to start off with the basic French because why not? And I'm going to be using Vintage Carnation from Après. This is actually the gel color that came in their ombre kit with the ombre gel X tips. And it's a very nice, very subtle, semi-transparent nude color, which is great for when you're doing French manicures. Now, obviously, people have different preferences. Some people like the traditional pink and whites. Some like a clear background, some like a nude background. I tend to like more of a fleshy, nude toned background. So that's what I'm going to be using for all of my French manicures today. We're just going to do different styles of French, and then we're going to do a French chrome effect and maybe some colorful chrome. We'll see, but I'm going to get this in the light and cure it for a full 30 seconds, as is the curing time for Après gel color. And then I'll do a second coat and we'll get into the actual French manicure. Okay, so usually when I'm in the salon, I use regular gel paint for my French manicures, but I prefer to use gel. It's a brighter white. It does take a little bit more time because you need to spread it out with a, well, you don't need to. You can use a smaller flat bristled brush, but I prefer to use a liner brush to at least mark out the lines. So we're going to start with the traditional rounded French, and I'm going to start by drawing a vertical line to the high point of the smile line, which is going to be about there. Now, I'm going to go in and do a T to cross it. And I'm going to follow that around to the low point of where I want the bottom of it to come, kind of making a rounded triangle. There are a lot of people that do many different geometric shapes to perfectly plot out the French. I just don't have the mind space to worry about it. I prefer personally to just eyeball it. If that works for you, great. If not, definitely look up those tips and hacks. But it's too much for me. All right, so that's pretty good. So now if you wanted to fill it in with a larger brush, you could definitely do so. You can take your baby blender if you have one. You can take a flat brush or a rounded brush. I prefer to go small.
And give us a fresh start. Wilderness, we've come for you. Like feathers in the wind, we dance along. No urge.
All right, so now that we have the first layer down, we can go ahead and give it a cure. And I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. So now that you got the first layer down, you can go ahead and give it a cure. It's Makartt Glam gel paints. They take 60 seconds in an LED, a minute and a half to 2 minutes in a UV light, and then we're going to go ahead and put in a second coat. All right, so I ended up doing 3 layers just because with the baby blender, it pulls the gel a little bit thinner and I wanted it to be as bright white as possible. So now I'm going to go ahead and top coat it, and that's going to finish off this nail of a traditional rounded French manicure. I'm going to do a few different kinds, so bear with me while I prep my next nail, and we'll have some fun tonight. If you haven't gotten yourself a drink yet and you want to, go ahead and get it now. I'm going to pop this in the lamp for another 60-second cure. All right, we've got our next nail ready. I'm going to go in with a slightly exaggerated. Let me get my thoughts together. I'm going to go in with a more shallow, rounded French manicure. So I'm going to bring it up about halfway from where I had it on the last nail, and it's going to be basically the same process. I'm not going to bother drawing the T this time. I'm just going to bring it around, and then I'm going to bring it down farther than the last nail went, pretty much all the way down to the cuticle wall. And since the second side that I draw always tends to be a little bit more shallow, I'm going to even that out. This time I'm just going to go in with my liner brush. There's no point to using the baby blender when it's this small of a space to fill in. Just want to make sure that your layers aren't too thick, or else it's not going to cure properly. So if you feel more comfortable using a larger brush that's going to lay down thinner layers, then by all means go ahead and do that. All right, moving along to our next nail, and this one is not going to be your traditional rounded French. It's going to be a V French. So I'm once again going to mark my center, but I'm not going to take it down all too far. So since this is it a rounded nail? It's not really an almond, it doesn't come to a point. I'm gonna say it's an oval nail. I'm going to follow the shape of the curve, I think. Yeah, slightly curving the line. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. You can, of course, do a straight V French, but I think that looks a little bit better if you're doing a square or a coffin shape. So now we're just going to fill that in once again.
closer so that we can be together. Everything that has been don't matter.
So you can see most of these are pretty straightforward. Once you're comfortable with your line work, you can really do anything you want. So for this one, I'm going to add some extra features just because I don't want to waste the nail tips on doing the same basic technique. So I'm going to go ahead and bring another line underneath. And then once again, I'm going to mirror that on the other side.
All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. We've earned it.
So I decided for this nail I want to put on some embellishment. So I'm going to take my rhinestones, and I figured I'd just use a clear one because I think it would pair nicely with it and have a little bit of a little added neutral touch. So I'm going to grab one and put it on the mat, and then I'm using my Makartt nail glue to put a bead of gel down to secure it. So part of me wants to put it here, but I think it would be better served to have it underneath the V. So using my wax tool, I'm just gonna flip this over and grab it and then place it down where I put the gel. Go ahead, pop that in the lamp for a full 60-second cure, and then we're going to top coat. So there's different schools of thought as to whether or not you should polish over a rhinestone or not. I believe that if you've got a gem that has facets on it, you should not go over it because you're going to bloat the facets. It's going to lose its shine. It does add this interesting bubble effect to it, but for my purposes, I really want it to sparkle from all directions. So I'm just pushing the top coat up against it so that it fully encapsulates it and gets it, you know, nice and secure. And then I'm going to pull the gel down and top coat the rest of the nail. All right, moving on to our fourth nail. I wanted to try a squared off French. Now, undoubtedly this would look better on a square nail, but I really wanted to see what it would look like on a rounded nail. So I'm just going to take my white gel paint and cut straight across. Then I'm going to come down. Let's mark off thirds. So we've got one space here and one space here. And I'm going to come down from this point here at a sharp angle. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Switching to my small blender, I'm going to fill it in. You really want to blend in those lines from marking the French because it's going to, otherwise it'll cure raised.
And give us a fresh start. Wilderness, we've come for you. Like feathers in the wind, we dance along. No urge of acting strong. Wilderness,
All right, so I do think that this looks a little odd just by itself. So I want to take some black and do a secondary line to accent it. And it's going to be similar to what I did on the other nail, but instead of being dropped below, it's going to nest right up against it and then cross in the center. So I'm going to take some of the gel paint black. I'm going to take some of the black gel paint and make sure the entire length of the bristles are coated. I'm going to start at the point and bring it all the way down. I'm not pressing down and splaying my brushes. I'm just dragging the top of the very tip of the bristle. Like, I don't know if you can see, but there's like one hair that kind of sticks out. And then I'm going to try to draw a straight line and bring it up into the rest of the white space. I'm going to do the same on the other side.
We would join our forces. What a bliss.
I'm trying to think if I like it. I think I'm going to go with it and give it a cure. So I have these boxes of gemstones from Lizette Gel Nails, and I'm thinking I may want to use one of the diamonds. Come on. The problem with using any of my own charms is that we don't have them at work. Why am I using this? We don't have them at work. So if someone sees it and likes it and then I can't provide it to them, then that's a problem.
This place in a whole different way. You make me wanna live this life to the fullest.
I was searching for a stone that would fit into the top portion, but I think I'm just going to fill it in black.
Hope that you get convinced. Then I'll play something really slow and ask you to dance with me, even stay with me.
All right, so for the next nail, what I'm going to do is I want to do a chrome effect. Which chrome do I want to use? Think maybe Moonlight. Let's do a silver. Or should we make it pop a little bit more? Should we do, no, that's not chrome. Primrose? Let's do Primrose. So I've got my nail prepped already, and I'm going to go ahead and lay in the white as usual. I'm going to do somewhere in between the first two nails in terms of the length and the shape. So it's going to be a little bit more, little shorter at the top, but it's going to come down a little bit more, a little less narrow.
Come closer, let me see all your million faces and all your million mistakes. You don't need to hide.
Now you want to be careful when you're doing chrome that your lines are as precise as possible, that your levels are as smooth as possible, because chrome will show absolutely every inconsistency you have on the nail. Love the way it looks, hate the process. So you'll want to go ahead and do 2 coats of white, and then we're going to go through the process of chroming it. All right, so let's get into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 coat of Velvet Matte Top Coat, and then I'm going to trace over the French with our no wipe top coat so that we can go ahead and lay in the chrome. I want the chrome to only go over the white portion, and I need a non-tacky surface on the rest of the nail so that I can just brush off the chrome that I don't want to stick. So go ahead and give that a full cure. All right, so you can use any brush you want for this. I'm going to be a daredevil and use the bottle brush and just paint in where I want the chrome to go.
Now everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it.
If you see gnats flying around, it's just that time of year in Florida.
We've earned it. Everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it.
All right, that's pretty good. It's smooth and even. It goes right up against the line without going over it. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this a 25-second cure. No longer, no less. We've got it cured partially. I'm going to take my eyeshadow applicator, take some chrome, and then go ahead and burnish it into the no wipe top coat.
Follow me out.
I'm going to take a soft brush and dust off the excess. And now I'm going to take the other side of the eyeshadow applicator with just a little bit of acetone to get in along the edge to wipe away the excess. I don't know why it has sparkles on it. That's a mystery for another day. Now we can go ahead and base coat and top coat. I always do a layer of base coat before I go in top coat over chrome so that you can put that tacky layer back and it adds an extra layer of protection against chipping. So I'm gonna grab my base coat. And you wanna float it over the chromed area. If you drag the bristles, you're likely to leave marks and to pull the pigment away. So just lightly pull it over, give it a cure, and then you can top coat as normal. All right, so for the last nail, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th nail, I started out with the same concept as with the last chrome effect, but this time I'm going to chrome the entire nail. So I did put on another top coat. I forgot that it was in a lamp and cured it for 30 seconds instead of 25 seconds. So hopefully this will still work. It should. And I'm using this chrome that I got on Amazon. I do not know how sheer it is. Some chromes will completely obliterate the color that's in the background, which would make this a full chrome nail and you won't see the French behind it. Some chrome powders are just like the iridescent effect and no color combined with it. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually wearing it on my nails now, so I'm pretty confident that you'll be able to see the full effect with the French. Yeah, baby. I usually use this chrome powder called Brighty from Magpie Beauty, but I have it at work on a permanent basis. So that is why I'm not using it on this one. And I have a love-hate relationship with this chrome because it has like a yellowing to it that I not really fond of. but I feel like it gives the overall effect well enough that I'm confident to use it. Just wish it didn't look so yellow. All right, once again, we're going to dust this off. I'm going to base and top coat, and that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Where's my base coat? All right, so here we are with our finished French nails, with our chrome accents, with our jewels. I added in a silver accent line because I thought it was just a little too bare. And we have this now where it's just a straight French. I figured this one needed a little bit something extra, which if I'm being 100% honest, whenever I do my own French manicure, I very rarely do a bare pink and white French. There's always something else going on the nail. So please let me know which one is your favorite, which one you would like to try, if you've done a chromed French before, if you like it, if you hate it. Welcome any and all comments and critiques. And if you are so inclined, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you always know when new videos are available. I plan on doing more of these style of videos, so if you like them, please let me know. If you don't like them, please let me know. In any event, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye.